Okay, invite someone. Copy. That's the Brave link I'm sending you. Let me go to my email. Calais Taylor, amazing. Oh shoot. Here. It's kind of a B for me to open the email because I had to do full different browsers. I'm not logged in. I'll have to send it to my phone and then email you.
Or you can even send it to this group. Maybe I'll just stay in the car and talk in here because the family's all in the house. But
which
I'm not going to be able to share my screen. The group the phone that I'm on with you.
Okay, are we on Telegram? What are we on? Yeah.
Okay. We're on Telegram.
Yeah, and I can still email it over. Just once I send it to Telegram, then I can email it through my phone. Easy.
Yes. So I'm gonna send it to
and then Gmail.
Carl's come to the determination that they tried to assassinate me that day based on the footage that he's. Yeah.
Dang. Amazing, Taylor. Okay, I already got you on my email, and this is Brave link. Brave New World.
And if you have the other links, just put it in that email before you send it.
Oh yeah, I don't have any of that yet.
Okay, that's okay.
The Brave link. Yeah, then I guess it'll have to be like YouTube, X, Instagram.
I'll send Shelby the link.
Right. Yeah, we're gonna have to build like one team around this. But once I get my head around it, then I know like who to talk to more. Like, and we got a few other people. Like already yesterday, somebody texted me on Facebook, like, "Hey, I can't hear you, and let me introduce you to this dude." And she gave me a phone number, but I haven't called him yet.
Okay.
Yeah, because she thought I was like primarily on StreamYard, but actually StreamYard is just one of the things that I'm using. And I want it to be kind of a resilient thing too. You know, like if you're all on one platform, then that one platform goes down, then like you're kind of screwed for your podcast that day. And that just seemed to happen with Scott when he was running his podcast.
What even happened to Ashley?
Yeah, with Red Voice.
Happened to Dr. Ox, and another one where he had 500,000 subscribers doing his story.
Are any of those guys on Starlink? I wonder, like, is a Starlink as good as we're hoping? Because their upload isn't that good. I don't think. Like, I mean, I got 600 megabytes up and down with fiber optic here. And like Starlink's only like 200 down, and maybe
soon we're gonna have R3 technology here.
Yeah. Bring it on.
R3.
All right, my little intro video, that one doesn't work that way. But that's okay. Because I have a workaround. All right, so you got the Brave link.
Yeah.
And then, once I hit go on
and it'll stream to the other platforms.
On this one, it'll go on Instagram. I guess I'll just do it now, yeah. And on Instagram, I guess you go to Maui Freedom TV.
I'll be on at
11:11.
Right before that.
Okay.
Like I'll come in 2 minutes early. Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just be playing around anyway, like figuring this stuff out.
I can't look too much like a savage.
Yeah, you don't want to look like me.
200-pound.
Yeah, Chinese. Exactly.
5'4", 220 pounds.
That's how it be. Oh my God. Yeah, I got. I got my BJ Penn shirt. Let me change. Yeah. Change. All right. See ya.
Nice.
Stand by, everyone. At 11:11 a.m., we will be having a podcast interview with Kalei Akana, who was beaten brutally by the Honolulu Police Department. And yeah, today is our second beta test with the Maui Freedom TV podcasting experiment. Thank you for joining. I will be back with you in a little while. Bam. All righty. I believe we are live on Instagram. Let's see what else we can switch on. Simulcasting on X. Already live on YouTube. Let's go live on Instagram. Powered by StreamYard. Live streaming on Facebook. Not Facebook. YouTube. Good enough. Instagram. X. Alrighty then. This is going to get fun. So let's get our little link here. Akana versus State of Hawaii. HPD and Satan. MFTV podcast beta test episode 1. Let's post it. Bang. Posted there. Can we post on Instagram? Instagram is showing a black screen. What's going on, Instagram? YouTube is streaming my Brave. Okay. Let's open that little intro video that I made. Go to Freedom TV. Go to podcast. Open that guy. We'll have to do it in VLC. For anybody who may be listening out there, at 11:11 HST, Hawaii Standard Time, that is just a few minutes from now, Kalei Akana, who was beaten by the Honolulu PD, will be on to talk about her experience and how the judiciary seems to be covering for the police department and obstructing justice. So today should be quite interesting. Let me see if I can learn this video, TV show, podcast production software. Let's do a screen capture. Call this one VLC. For those of you video production fans out there, go to window capture. We could go to application. And we go to VLC. Bang. And then we transition. And then we hit play. Transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong, join the fight. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light. MFTV, MFTV, shining truth light. Shining truth light. Shining truth light. Shining truth light. MFTV, 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 shining truth light. MFTV, 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 shining truth light. MFTV. Transparency. Tune in, stay strong, let's fight for what's right. Tune in, stay strong, join the fight. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light. MFTV, 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 shining truth the light.
Yo!
Yo, give me just a second. Let me shut down the music.
Here we are again.
Oh my god.
I don't have a backdrop behind me, but you know.
Hold on. I got my other one playing here. There we go. We got you up on the screen, up on the live stream.
What's up, everybody? Aloha.
Uh-oh, we get some echo. Let me figure out all this.
Okay, no worries. I'm protected in my protected space right now.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we're getting double the resonance of our vibrations today. So
That's good for the world.
yeah, so let me figure that part out. Maybe I shut down this thing. All right, wait a second. I'm trying to get Instagram video dialed in first. Let me do one thing at a time here.
No problem.
Um,
Am I too loud?
no, I think it's on my end.
Okay.
Window, Brave Talk. There we go. Boom. All right. We should be showing video on Instagram right about now. It looks like. I think we got video on X and video. The video on YouTube though is not showing everything we want to see because it's just doing through Brave. So let me do a screen share of. Oh, I need to create the OBS feed so we
OBS feed?
Yeah, so we can see like everything of this scene. Can you see what I see? Let me do a windowed projector scene and then go back to where was I? Instagram? No, YouTube. Brave. Yeah, Brave will then feed the windowed projector for all of those fans that want to learn how to do their own podcast. You can learn alongside me. Okay, and my mom's calling.
And it's 11:11.
It's 11:11,
Standard
and Mom
Time.
is
Say hi to
calling.
Mom.
We're just starting the podcast right now with
Aloha,
delay.
Mom.
Let me call you back in about an hour. I will be at your house at 2:30.
All right, well, call me.
All right, love you. Bye. There we go. All right, so
Bada boom, bada bing. I can only see you though. I can't see me. But that's okay. I know that my live streaming is on, correct?
on the YouTube.
No, on top of the it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. Now let me figure out my sound issue here. Do I have more than one sound thingy? Audio capture? Yeah, maybe I just need one sound layer. I might have more than one. Screen capture. I've only got the one audio there.
You sound fine to me. There's it's me that's going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you've only got one device going right now, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and when I was playing like other sound bits and stuff, I was still getting like double audio feedback. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on my end. Wait, the browser can't access my screen? Yeah, StreamYard went down. So that's why the Instagram thing isn't working. And I guess it's good that I'm not paying $20 a month to StreamYard to try it out. Yeah. All right, let's try that again. We should be showing up in video and Instagram there. But how do I get rid of this sound thing? Maybe let's just do a little practice run.
Okay.
With your story, like the what the and where do we go from here thing.
What? I know. Which part of the do you want to talk about the last 5 years? Do you want to talk about the 10 years before that? Do you want to no, just kidding.
Right.
Well, we should definitely talk about the mission and kind of what happened. I know that I was sharing with you our co-counsel, we're looking over the evidence from the prosecutor's office and also from the Honolulu Police Department and what's been provided so far, after 68 days after the quote unquote FOIA request to Honolulu Police Station. We filed a complaint with the police commissioner for the violent attack, the attempted murder, an assassination of me, in Howe Bush on May 5th, 2025 at about 7 o'clock in the morning. And so even though I was the one that was more than violated, it took this long before we got any type of evidence and information. And as you know, you were actually calling 911 when it happened and things went down. And so you kind of know what's going on. You're like one of the people in the most know people about this situation. And we're getting to the point where we had pretrial hearing motions. Pretrial motions were supposed to be filed on the 14th, no later than the 14th of July. What else? I mean, we've spoken at city council meetings, Joe and I, about the ministry and ending the human trafficking that's happening in Hawaii. And that's been kind of our thing, which is why we didn't really even consider looking at running for office, in 2024. And it's kind of putting everything together, when you're getting the details, you're getting the information, you're figuring out the forensics because after I got beaten up and violated for doing nothing, committing no crimes, sitting in my car before 7 o'clock in the morning, that turned into officers coming into my car without a warrant. Officers, without even identifying themselves, but coming into my car without a warrant for my arrest. It on the body cam footage, you're gonna see them beat me up. They punched me in the head. They baton me all down my left side of my body, and they taser me. I remember pulling out the tasers that remaining after the ambulance showed up. And after I went to Queens Medical West, and then I went to Kapolei police station, and that's where my first quote unquote, detainment, illegally detained, unlawfully detained, no probable cause. But, that's where I learned how they were creating records against me already for assaulting a police officer in the first degree. So then it came to all this other secondary stuff that should have been there before everything. And it takes a great deal of, I'm very thankful for the friends that I have. You know what I mean? I'm very thankful for the people that I have gotten to know since I've been home in Hawaii. I'm very thankful that a lot of people know Joe and wanted to help out as well. I know that we don't normally ask for help for many things, but it shocked Joe because Joe was also a witness. He was on the phone. I had called him during the engagement. And so he had to listen to me, the whole thing, listen to me, without eyes on me. But, he showed up before they took the Mercedes, right? And so just looking at all the forensics, doing our own forensics, this is our case. We're litigating the case pro se, right? Which is something that's very important and should be very important to any individual who believes they have constitutional rights. Especially, it should be very important for those who are in public servantry, right? Like the police officers, right? They need to not only know U.S. constitutional laws because that's what they swore their oath to, but they also need to know all the other things that are going, what's happening in Hawaii and have some regard for that. And what's been discovered is that they don't. And that is a very big liability. And then they lie about it, which is even a bigger liability. And, they are asking people on the street right now for social security numbers, whether you're homeless, whether you're like me. I was sitting in my S580, which is an S-Class Mercedes. I was parked in a area in Oneula where it was targeted. If you look at the reports, what information are on the reports is basically a targeted area. It's a known crime area, which I know because from the ministries, and as you know, Andrew, there's these signs, all over Hawaii. There's
Yep.
these signs in America. These
I
signs
got
are
the
in,
T-shirt right here. Look at
and
that.
we started the
Says
ministry.
Predator Hunter on the back.
Yeah, that is Jeffrey Epstein and the Predator. And then, like we this is the real pandemic. This is the real problem. This is the real parasitical nature of what's happening. And a lot of people don't know how the trafficking happens, not their own trafficking, not the trafficking of children, not the sex trafficking of children. And
Mm,
if you were paying attention in the early 2000s, then you would have been paying attention to Jeffrey Epstein and his case, because it had to do with racketeering, sex trafficking of little kids cross international lines, cross interstate lines. And it's a whole, it's really a multi-trillion dollar operation. But the statistics, 10 years ago it's a multi-billion dollar industry. Um,
mm.
and so, um, but a lot of people don't know who the enemy is. They're out different names. They're saying it's almost right, but it's not right. You know what I mean? Like for me, when I understood how everything was going on, I knew that I was going to stand for the keiki. I knew that I was going to stand for the children. I knew that I was going to fund rescues, help with rescues. I can be intel for rescues in the ministries, right? It's all documented. It's all, and nobody has to have it because it's your own private data that you're collecting, right? And you don't have to hold a
Mm.
gun, which I don't carry. You know what I mean? Which everyone tells me that I should, but as you know, in the state of Hawaii, there's a lot of things, and one of the things that when you get a record like the one that they're trying to give me is that I can't register a firearm.
And if you had a gun that day on May 5th when HPD tased you 4 times and beat you with batons, I'm pretty sure they would have felt more emboldened to kill you and say that you pulled a gun on them. So
Yeah,
people are really scared to even have guns here, like even though that's our right, like
yeah, it's very Hawaii is very interesting because of there is a strange form of occupation, right? And but nobody really, to me, I feel like I summarize it very well. It's been ran by pedophiles for a long, long time. Okay. And we need to get rid of our pedophiles, domestic and foreign. That's what that's my belief. Okay.
yeah.
EO is telling me over here on our INA, there cannot be that type of behavior because there is no more future for the children. You know what I
Mm,
mean? There, and so I stay in my spiritual guidance system. I know that I'm a co-creator. I know that I'm a child of the light. I know why stepped into this. I mean, as you know, my daughter was trafficked out of Hawaii,
mm,
and then for a lot of people, they don't understand how much it costs to go rescue their own child. It's very expensive. Okay. And if you have to work a job and try to rescue your child, you have to learn all of these other skills like how to raise money, do it this and that, and da 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 da, and then find and organize a team. And so, I've done those type of things as well. I've had to do them because this system, the way that it has been, continues to come at you. It's like a cancer. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, and I remember you sent me a picture before of like, was it a Congressional Medal of Honor for
Oh,
like, oh, do you happen to have it right there with you?
hey, I bring receipts. That's one
Yeah,
thing
can you
you.
like show us up close and like give
Okay.
us kind of like the story about it? Let me try to put
Okay.
your
Well,
camera front and center here.
let me go and tell your friends about this. Okay. So,
Vote Taylor. Okay.
right. So this is the ballot. This is my primary marketing piece from the primary 2020 elections. I ran for
Mm,
governor nonpartisan. You can see what I ran on. This is the actual ballot. You remember these, Andrew, for the primary?
yes, I
Okay.
do.
So
Those
just let me
unlawful ballots.
well, here it is, this box right here. Let me tell you what the ballot isn't supposed. It says start voting here. you must select one political preference below. So
Mm.
this part right here is not supposed to, this entire piece right here is exactly opposite of the election, the ballot, how it's supposed to be
And
cast.
the Hawaii state constitution, right?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is they're not even following their own SOPs. They're not following their processes,
Mm.
procedures. They're not doing any of that. So just so your people who don't know me, I ran for governor against Josh Green in the 2022 election as a nonpartisan candidate. Okay.
Yep.
Right. So, um, obviously, when you look at the irregularities of the election and the election situation in 2022 and the ballot, so even though I won, I was never printed on the general ballot, right? Because Gary Cordery, he
Mm.
knows that I won my race. Star Advertiser, it was printed, okay?
Yeah.
And then it was on the news, but they never added me to the ballot. Okay, we'll get over that.
Scott
Then,
Nago, we're looking for you, brother.
yeah, Scott
You
Nago.
got some explaining to do.
He got some explaining to do. I went all over because nobody wants to lose because other people cheated. Okay. Nobody wants to lose that way. You want to lose
Mm.
when you have honor. You want to
Yeah,
lose
free and
because,
fair elections. Like
right?
that's what we all kind of need, right?
Right. And so then what had happened is okay, Joe and I said, okay, we're going to change gears and we're going to really focus on ending child trafficking and human trafficking in
Mm-hmm.
Hawaii. Right. We went around, we raised awareness, we spoke at events. There's other ways so that we can, get our people not to be trafficked anymore. What you're
Right.
talking about is this is a I didn't bring the newspaper article. There was also it was on the news, but Chief Michael Nakamura, he was a police chief when I was younger, and I was born on this aina, on this moku of
Mm.
Oahu, and I went to Wahiwa Intermediate. Okay, so for part of my schooling, and right before I went to college, um, I was babysitting, and I was babysitting three young boys, all under 10. I think maybe one was 11, one was 10, and one was a baby, like 1 year old. And
Mm.
that's what I was getting, babysitting money. I was getting paid, at 17 years old to watch kids. And the mom went to work, and then they would come home early in the morning. And one morning, before sunrise, man broke into the house with a gun, a double barrel shotgun. Um, and I went through that whole ordeal. I rescued them, got them out, got them in a car, told them to go to the police department and send more police officers. It was like an 18-hour stand down.
Mm.
And come to find out, the guy's dad was a judge. So very interesting. But
Hmm.
I got an award for in that moment, even with a gun to my head, I was able to rescue that family. And so this is the Medal of Valor.
Look at that.
In the
Honolulu
Honolulu
Police
Police Department.
Department. So the same department that gave you the Medal of Valor is the one that
Yeah,
tried to kill you.
today. Yeah, well, in 2025.
Mm.
Right. And so here's the
Different
back of it.
people today, but same organization.
Yeah, the system was different when I was growing up here. I was having that conversation with Joe not too long ago. Like the policing wasn't this violent that I can remember growing up. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I've seen it because the ministries with all the different incident reports, I don't mind rolling up in a Benz and taking a report, you know what I mean? In a white t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, under different police chiefs and different governors, and there's going to be a different type of executive style of policing the people base, right?
Yeah.
So yes, that is to answer your question in that type of way. Yes, the same. But I think that things are starting to change course because they don't really have a record of me for a long time because I was gone, right? Go to
Mhm.
school, get good grades, go to college, you know, pick a career and get get a degree and then go commit to that. You do the 40 by 40 by 40 plan. And, I'm a college dropout. I graduated Kamehameha Schools 1998. Um, but I'm an entrepreneur, I'm into things that other people are maybe afraid of, like Bitcoin, for example, which
Mm.
is what is the rate right now?
Hmm. The price of Bitcoin, was it up 118 the other day? I haven't checked today.
Well, it's definitely over 100,000 by a long shot.
Yeah.
And, and so when you think about, when I came home, I thought I was retiring on Bitcoin, right?
Mm-hmm.
um we're trying to think of the same. It's the state is going after me, the US government. They know that I'm an ally, right? But not in the way, whatever their metrics are reading are going to be different than what the state of Hawaii's metrics are meeting. So that's another thing. When we go look into they have a specific database that they pull up all of our data on.
And I
and
think
let,
you alluded to a very important point when you differentiated the US government versus the state of Hawaii. These are not actually the same animal. The state of Hawaii is its own kind of unique brand of corrupt corporation, fictitious dead entity, whereas the American Republic is like the true American government, at least by some standards, under a different constitution where we have unalienable and innumerable rights instead of privileges that are granted by some chump in a suit in DC.
or some chomo.
Chomos. What exactly does chomo mean for the audience?
Child molester.
Okay. All right. So, and that's, yeah, pretty much the same, right?
Pretty
Mostly
much top down.
politicians, Hollywood. Not
Why?
everybody, of course, not everybody, folks, but
Not
way too
everybody,
many,
but not
way too
everybody
many.
knows. Not everybody, like,
Mm,
they got everybody disconnected enough, doing their things enough, working in their systems enough.
mm-hmm,
It's like everybody is kind of like, you had a ohana, and then you kind of, the man got taken from the house, the women got taken from the house, right? The both parents got taken from the house, the kids are left by themselves, you know.
mm-hmm,
It's a science. This is a science. What they are doing is a science, and it really is a science of genocide. But a lot of people don't like to use that word because a lot of people don't really know what it is. Like, they really don't. And they don't really know the history about Hawaii. And they don't really know who they actually are, which makes it very, very dangerous, especially in
mm-hmm.
Hawaii, because we're 2,600 miles away from everything. We're supposed to be a protectorate of the United States. But how can we protect you when you live here, right? You live here now. You've been here for a couple of years. You have your own, as an adult, as a grown man, right? Who, who still likes girls.
Yep,
you know,
always and
you know what
forever.
I mean?
Hot ladies,
Yeah,
call my
I
number.
like guys.
I got great hair.
I'm good. I don't know even how mad I can get of dating somebody or being with somebody or whatever. I don't feel like, oh my God, I wanna go do this with a female. You know what I mean? Maybe as a friend, maybe as a business
The
partner.
psyop didn't work on us.
No, I mean, and maybe it did for a while, but it still was like we just keep on getting away from the matrix. You know what I mean? We're just pulling ourselves, like, people don't understand. Like, once I found out about Hollywood and Disney and how they were doing all of these things and it all,
Mm-hmm.
like Shelby was talking about this Diddy party thing. I know a lot of people are like, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's a big deal. You know, it's a big deal for people who aren't paying attention, and there's a big deal for people who are paying attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because nobody in their right mind, I don't care where you're from, you would never say, "Oh yeah, I want a pedophile as my governor." You know what I mean? You
yeah,
would never, if you were in your right conscious mindset, your aloha mindset, your na'au would tell you, "Oh no, this is not pono." You know what I mean? No,
yep.
it'll tell you, oh no, this is not pono, right?
Oh, I
This
see a
can't
friendly
support
here.
it. We cannot
I
support
see,
it. Who's
I
the
see
friendly?
Carl's in the
What
meeting.
up, K Dog?
Straight up. Have you want to unmute, Carl? Are you able to turn on your mic and camera? We're just playing around here, getting this whole thing figured out, trying to do our own podcast.
Somebody actually gives a shit about what I have to say?
Yes.
Oh, you mean we're not shutting you down?
Wow.
What? We're not arresting you and dragging you out in handcuffs from the police commissioner's meeting inside of your wheelchair?
No.
I was kind of giving Andrew a kind of like a general, layout of stuff, and Andrew was kind of introduced me and my
Update.
story and talked about certain things, kind of like what I did at the police commissioner's testimony so that everybody can identify me as, Andrew, Carl, right now, do I look 270 pounds, 5'4", 270 pounds, 5'4"? Oh, we can't
No.
really tell because I'm
Not
not
like
standing up. But do
Chinese.
I look just 100% Chinese?
No, but it could be camera angle or perspective.
There's no filter. I could move it if I need to, but you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm
it's
joking.
pretty bad. But yeah, we want to hear what you have to say about what's going on, as co-counsel. That's the way I put it.
Yeah. What's quite interesting for sure. In the 5 years that I've been doing this, I actually recently I got confirmation that they've never read anything I ever filed. They never gave a shit. And on this case here, this is the first time ever that I filed something in person, not even on Jeff's, but in person, and it took 2 days to get up on Jeff's.
And for the folks who don't know what Jeff's is, can you tell us real quick?
Oh, Jeff's is a court record, the official public court record of, all the court proceedings. Well, supposed to be accurately. Well, that's not always true either, because they manipulate and they change that and doctor that too. Oh, I've caught them several times doing that in this case already. The docket numbers, usually they go pretty close to order, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. It goes from 33 to 43. What the hell? Oh, when they first had their first hearing, the minutes are posted on Jeff's. It's not everything exact. It's just an outline of basically what went on in the hearing, and it gives directives. Go see the public defender and this and this and this. Well, for this case, the minutes, all it said was minutes. That's it. And then about
2 weeks
a month later, after, we went to see the public defender because we never got any paperwork or this and this and this, and the prosecutor sent a letter. See, and if you don't have Jeff's, you're not going to know about any of the shit that I'm telling you, because they don't tell you. Actually, this case was filed, and we filed a motion to dismiss before they ever served her the warrant, because I knew about this case. No, if you didn't have Jeff's, you wouldn't. We filed a motion to dismiss before they ever served her the papers. That tripped them out, because I'm on it and I'm watching. I watch these guys every single day. I screenshot every time I go into Jeff's. I screenshot it because they change shit and they move shit, and I've got it. So, anyways, I have a system, and it went from the minutes, which should have been long before, the word just minutes showed up. But after we went to see the public defender and found out, well, what's going on here? Why aren't we being served any papers, and why this and why this? Well, suddenly all the minutes are there. Voila. Yeah,
Like magic.
Yeah, like magic. And full details and this and this and this and this. And they're chasing their tail. And I check it every day, and I catch them in every little thing that they screw up on. And yeah, last count, we filed 10 motions to their one letter that they filed and there's never been a single response to anything we ever filed.
Andrew, you can go to ecokua.com and pull up the name, and you can see
Yeah,
our
you
record.
can look at it. If you
Okay. What's the
The
site?
public-
Kokua?
yeah, the public has
Ecokua-
access to it, but with my
ecokua.com.
subscription, I don't have to pay for every document.
Okay. So I'm loading that now. And then I can switch from that feed to the screen share feed. Let's try this out. Transition to that. I don't know if you guys can see what I see. I'm still learning about all this podcasting stuff.
It's okay. We're both patient.
Uh-oh, I did the wrong Ekokua.
We'll take for that.
E-court Kokua. E-court
Oh,
Kokua.
E-court Kokua.
Yeah.
Let me just do a search and then click. I almost clicked on some kind of like scam.
Yeah, right there. The judiciary. Yep, that thing.
Okay, so you can see my screen.
Correct.
Yeah, the clown.
Great. All right, and what am I looking for?
So now you're gonna go to search a court case.
Search a court case.
Yep.
Let's see. Is it just the regular search thing, or there's a
Just
link
click.
on
To go, just keep scrolling. That's it. You see it right there on the left hand side. Search court case. And did you click? You clicked on that already?
search court case on the left-hand side?
Right down. Right
Down,
down in the
down,
blue box. Right at the top. Right. Okay. So under the. Okay.
General.
1 second. Down. No. Down. Unclick. So you see right
Oh,
there.
there
Down.
we go.
Yeah.
Is this an IQ test?
It is. It's a litmus test whenever you're around me. You know it already. Come on.
Shh.
Ding.
All right, here we go. And then we go.
Click
This
to
first
enter
one?
Ikokua. Click to enter
Okay.
Ikokua. And then you're gonna have to go sign the bottom. You're gonna have to hit enter or submit, and then you're gonna have to.
Accept. Yeah, sorry. I'm also looking at the live stream feeds to see if any of them are actually working.
All I have to do is log on. My subscription's worth it.
Okay, it's working on X. We are live on X, and
Okay, that's okay. This is good. This is good for everybody to go see.
All right,
So you're gonna have to do your
now I
little
gotta
captcha.
click the bus.
Yeah, you gotta click. Yeah, you gotta click the
Jeez.
captcha.
Am I the AI now? I need to zoom in.
Yeah, you
There's
can
a bus. Yeah, just
case number or party search.
all right.
We're gonna. So when you go to the top one, hit the top line, party search.
Search case person.
Yep.
Blah blah.
So then put Keleona. Put the last. No, put. Well, yeah. Well, put Taylor first, but they added Akana just recently because of this case. But Akana wasn't on there like this inside the
Taylor,
Ikokua.
Akana.
No, just put Taylor.
Taylor.
And first, I think Keleona is the first name, the same as on top of my ballot.
Keleona. Okay, I spelled
Is
it. Just that is all I need? Or?
That's all you need.
Search.
That's all you need.
Boom. Okay, now I got to do a little car puzzle. This is fun.
I hate those damn things.
This is called shadow banning. This is called obstruction of government process. Okay, so
we're looking at evidence of how the judiciary is obstructing justice in Hawaii. Is that a good summary?
Case 554.
Yeah, go to case
554, second one.
Yep. Click on that.
Okay. And that's State versus Keleona Taylor, aka Kaleakana.
Yeah.
Scrolling down. All right.
Click on dockets, or does it have? Yeah, scroll down.
Okay.
$11,000. What bond? Look at that. What?
Yeah, the dockets are all there.
Case parties, docket number. Okay.
Okay, now look at
So this shows a timeline and order of stuff going on.
Yeah, this is the court. This is the court record.
And if I copy and paste this link, will people be able to actually open right to this page, or will they have to?
They'll have to do the same prompting processes that you did. Yep.
So after doing the Campaign Spending Commission research on their government site, I'm now convinced that they do this on purpose so that you cannot easily check on their work.
Well, and the thing is if you don't have a Jeff's membership, right? If you don't pay for a membership, there's an annual membership.
Yeah, $500.
It's $500. And if you don't have an annual membership, you can't see exactly what's going on and how they're utilizing the court record and what they're putting on and what their time lapses are. So because we have someone that can access it, right,
Mhm.
then it's very helpful. It's you log in every day. Like when you're in business, you log in every day, you check your accounts,
Right.
right? It's the same thing with Eco Court Cool because there's parties involved that are clerks, there that are judges, that are attorneys. Certain people have certain access function capabilities to upload content in certain aspects of the judiciary system.
Yeah, so up and down the whole chain, it seems that there are people involved in this shenaniganery.
I mean, Carl can tell you after his assessment, what he's come to believe,
Oh,
Mhm.
other people can too, and he's seen the body cam footage already that
yeah,
has finally been provided by the Honolulu Police Department. It's not even all of it, and the police report is still open. Okay. And then we
Mm.
also got information from the prosecutor's office for discovery finally. And we've been reviewing that and that body cam stuff. And we're finding out a lot. We're finding a lot about the psychology. I mean, I've looked over all the SOPs. Like I can nominate myself for police chief at this point. If everybody else who was in front of me that day can break the laws, like their standard offers or operations and procedures
yeah,
and get away with it. That's not a healthy Hawaii, you
no,
know.
Yeah, I mean, who else are they doing it to?
Well,
yeah,
I know at least 5 people off by hand. Like I in per like
Mm.
people that they've been doing it too. I mean, it's easy to create a record. Think about it. If I wasn't in my position, right, and think about all the other homeless people, right, Carl?
yeah,
All the other homeless people, whether you're Hawaiian, whether you're foreign, whatever, okay, and you're down at these places where you can't afford to live in Hawaii anymore. So you have to go out on the street and try to figure out your way and rebuild yourself. And Andrew, on every island you've been to homeless camps and stuff like that, so you've seen it. But
Yep.
where the population is high, this is where, to me, this is where they're getting those extra names and people to vote on their ballots for.
oh, absolutely,
Because, right, Carl, because this
yeah,
is where they actually kill people. Like this
yeah,
girl that I met the other day, she's only 22 years old. She was reported dead by the news. Okay. But somehow she was in front of me. I saw all of her scarring. She shared she was, because of what has happened to me and because I'm public about it and because people know where I was going and doing these, the ministries was getting incident reports, and these people all know where I got beat up. All the homeless people know about what happened to me. All
yeah.
of them. How do
Information.
we protect them?
The homeless, they know what's going on in their communities. They really do. If you want to find out what's going on in your neighborhood, go talk to a homeless person. They'll tell you exactly who's doing what. It's a fact.
And there's incidents of rape, drugs, but you look at the city council and they're trying to build a ballpark instead of why not get the homeless people to grow food right there where the water was coming out? Why put in a baseball field for sports? You know what I mean? And why is it on the side where I go surfing, nobody's being targeted over there, but by the bathrooms when you go past the left side in How Bush of the stop sign, everybody over there is basically profiled. Even if you're in $150,000 Mercedes, right, Carl?
Yep, yep. And yeah, to sum it all up, the arresting officer, the sergeant or whatever came out and said, "Well, what are we going to do? This is this. We got this situation, and what are we going to base this on? What code and this and this?" And the one officer says, "Well, just drag her ass out of the car," and that's what they did.
It was premeditated.
Yes, absolutely. And
Now,
on the body cam, well, what about this? Oh, we'll just drag her ass out.
well, and then he also said the same one. He called Joe my boyfriend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And he said, "Oh, I hope he doesn't come down here because you know,
All
it
right.
was, I'll arrest them for obstruction of, well, they kept calling it obstruction of government, government what?
I forget. It got
Government
Operations.
business
No,
operations.
operations. They kept calling it
gov-
obstruction of your
government.
government operations.
Yeah. I
What else do you want to share so far?
Um, well, it's wild because now, first time ever, and I filed, I've lost over 50 cases I've been involved with, and
I never filed one.
yeah, and this is the only case where now, when I file something at the counter, because they won't let me use Jeff's because it's not my case, so whatever. But anyways, they'll put what the document is, and then the next day they will post the document. That tells me somebody's finally got we finally got somebody's attention, and they're actually reading the shit we're writing and filing. Because when they read it, they go, "Oh shit, this is serious." And I've even in another case for another friend of mine, my name was on the the docket listing, and it was there that I posted it, and the little PDF icon was there, and I clicked on the icon, no document until I did another move, and then the document finally shows up there. The whole thing is being manipulated, maneuvered as much as they can. They can't do it all completely, but you got to know what to look for. And I've gone through a lot of self training to figure this shit out, and it's not easy. But this one, I put all of it, everything I learned into it, and I'm busting them left, right, center, everything they do. I catch them screwing this up, filing this, and not doing this, and not serving this, and oh, these guys are freaking clowns. And I catch them on everything. It's a big list of what they've screwed up already, and we haven't gone to the second hearing yet.
It's really, really, really bad. You know,
It's
Hawaii, the state of Hawaii is super corrupt, you know.
it's you get, as Joe says, you just can't make this shit up. But they are making it up.
They are making it up, and they are kind of, they're making it up, but they know what they're doing. They're not, they know what on the form, on their citations to put to get things started. You know, they're behind the scenes accessing judges for
Yeah,
warrantless arrest documents.
yeah,
They're
yep,
they're basically giving themselves enough time to fabricate a story enough, but they're also accessing, and this is the most important thing that everybody needs to understand out of this,
yeah.
is they're never supposed to ask you for your social security number, and they actually shouldn't have your social security number inside of their database, the
No,
Honolulu Police Department. Okay, then they do, amongst other numbers. That's number one. So they're never supposed to ask you for your social security number. um it's illegal and it's unlawful,
but it's
right?
CJIS, which is another government website for law enforcement. CJIS, and
CJIS.
yes,
Okay. Let me go
Okay.
to that one. What are you guys seeing right now? Are you seeing this?
Akana versus Satan dot
All
That's
right, just
great.
checking,
No, that's
make
good. It's
sure
good. No,
that
that's
all
great.
my
Hey, let's get the
equipment is
timeline in.
working correctly.
We're doing good. We're doing good. We talked about this last night. We're doing it as we're going along, and to give people, we want people to have reference points, and a lot of people miss the timeline. That's what they're missing, and they corroborate the timeline. They manipulate the timeline. I mean, I still want to know how they're going to get over all of their body cameras
they
not
can't.
being on.
Mm.
They just can't. All of their body cameras were not on according to, the policies and procedures
Yeah,
and the training of the Honolulu Police Department. So all they're all, anyways, we'll talk
All
about
right,
that
so
part later.
CJIS. I think in a second you guys will be able to see my entire screen, not just that one window. if that worked.
Yeah,
All right, here's
I
my
haven't signed up to be on that yet, but I was watching in
CJIS.
body cam, and the HPD was using the site to get information, and
Criminal Justice
they must have
Information
asked her
Services.
80 times what your name is and where do you have ID, and I'm like, are you guys
Do you have a state driver's license? Which is
Wait,
why I want to
Carl,
listen.
can you say that one more time a little bit louder? It wasn't very clear on my side.
Yeah, they must have asked her at least 80 times for ID.
Or my name and my birthday and
Oh,
my
yeah.
social.
And I had the same thing happen with the Maui police when they tried to intimidate us over mask violations. They get right in your face, make direct eye contact, and repeat until they try to, like, basically, that's a hypnotic induction. If
Yeah,
you study neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, you study
Yep.
hypnosis, like, they're actually trained to hypnotize people and get them to, like, give up their rights.
Dude,
It's
they couldn't
insane.
even hypnotize me after they electrocuted me.
yeah.
They kept they couldn't even spell my name right when I gave them the flyer that had my name on it. When they went into the computer, the name that I gave them, which I shouldn't be in their database for the state because I'm a
Mm.
They
repatriated
weren't
Hawaiian
looking
national. They weren't,
at the
and
place.
when they
They were looking
go,
in CJIS. That's where they
yeah,
were looking, not in the state database. They were looking in the federal government database.
But
okay,
we
so
need to have a membership on the CGIS. Is that it?
Yes,
we
and
don't, I don't know, I haven't looked at that over yet. We just are finding these, details inside of the reports.
and I'm not so sure I want to be part of that because read the disclaimer. Well, go ahead and click on um, application for an account. It basically,
Okay. Yeah, let me switch my screen share back for you guys so you can follow what I'm doing. I'm
But what
just getting like riding my bicycle, trying to take off the training wheels and get really fluent by
you're
switching
good.
between these different things.
I do want to
Right.
share with people why though they're doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
this is my discovery. For those, because Andrew, you know that there's all kinds of factions of Hawaiians here. I mean, both you and Carl know you guys are Malahini. Carl's been here for a lot of years. You've been here for not as many years, but you guys would never identify me as Chinese.
No,
100%
and I
Chinese,
lived
right?
in China. I know what Chinese
You know what I mean?
you're
And
not it.
so the other thing is that when they ask you for your first and last name, your date of birth, and your social security number, what they're doing is they're opening up your surety bond to get cash flow.
yeah,
They're
Mm,
making what they're doing is actually human trafficking you. They're creating a record for you based on a claim that they're making on the spot, even before the judge gets to see anything.
yeah,
Okay. And what they're doing is they're making you into a ward of the state, even though you may or may not be a ward of the state.
yeah.
right.
Okay.
And if you don't know, you give consent without even understanding,
Well,
without understanding what's happening,
that's
right?
the other part of their hypnosis, right? They've had a lot of
Mm,
years. They've, the last 50 years in Hawaii, Carl and I were breaking that down. You know what I mean? And
right.
like I told everybody, anybody here in Hawaii from 2020 when the Democrats were in office, why did none of you call for the Epstein files to be released? Why weren't you
Mm,
guys calling for all of that stuff then? Right? What about
right.
the 50 years before that? Who was involved? Then you go to 1993, the public joint resolution where Bill Clinton, we all know, is a pedophile. Okay, he has been on the list. He has been known to be at the island more than he needs to, and that he likes little girls. Okay, so there
Yeah.
is something for them to protect. But the reality is they wrote things on the US Congress, which is public record. Again, I bring receipts. And when you go look at who signed that, the most recent time before Josh Green and Governor Ige, and you know what I mean? You're going to think about who tried to cover all of this shit up, because it wasn't just the Democrats,
Oh
it was
no,
the rhinos.
yes,
Okay. It was the
Yeah.
old school, the ones that have been in office forever, that were signing. They have political careers that, I mean, literally, they were groomed to be that.
yeah. Oh yeah. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Or how about you take pictures after we freaking uh s- punch you in the face, hear you say no as me. I mean, like, because that other officer literally like went in my face I was already beaten up, right? I was literally being subdued by the taser for over a long time before the EMTs rolled up. Okay, they kept me on it's called a directed energy weapons device system. Okay, the whole time, right, Carl?
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. And the part was blowing my mind is
Yeah.
they tasered her 4 times and then tell her get out of the car. How the are you going to walk when you just been tasered? You can't move. Jesus, these people are dumb.
Well, and then they come up into your face when you're all fucked up and they take your pictures and now you look Chinese
Yeah,
because your face is all beat up. You know what I mean? And now you look Chinese, your face is
Europe
deformed.
Mongolian after that.
You
no.
know, like what? But it's kind of
Has anybody been well? Not you, Calais. Have you ever been tasered, Andrew?
No, well,
It's not fun.
not by an actual, like the one with the arcing spark. I've been hit with another one that was not maybe as strong, and it's like getting hit with an electric fence. And I've
Oh,
been hit by an electric fence that knocked me on the ground. I did not know what hit me.
when I was
So
I peed
I
on your.
guess that's what a taser's probably like. It felt like I got hit with a baseball bat
Oh yeah,
when I hit that fence.
imagine.
wait, and then they're trying to talk to me and give me orders while I'm all like tasered up. Andrew,
Full of adrenaline and
can you send
cortisol, and yeah.
can you send Joe the link on his
Yes.
phone so he can hop on the Brave link? Because I can't
Oh,
get off my
okay.
screen. And I told him he'll probably be, we're way past when I told him.
No
I just looked at the
problem.
time, but definitely he's been able to. He's a victim as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, they stole his car.
Well, and he had to listen to the whole thing on the
Yeah,
phone
Oh
because I
yeah,
called him.
I would lose my
Joe,
mind if I had to. Even I'm just your friend. I'm not your husband, but just if I had to hear that, I might lose it. Just being your friend.
yeah,
I can only imagine what he went through.
yeah.
And Andrew, you're one of the people that called 911, right? And
Correct.
you called
Yeah.
Shall we
911
try to
and
patch in the call right now to see if we can hear them?
Oh yeah, body cam. You tried to contact them. That call came in on the body cam. And
yeah.
on
Yeah, those idiots. They messed with the wrong lady. And I told them, and I got it recorded. They're like, "Who are you? How do you know her?" I'm like, "Just a friend who's also an investigator. Today is a bad day for
the back of
HPD,
the car.
man."
Yeah,
Yes.
we're pretty much everywhere now.
All right, let's see here.
Carl, we're everywhere. We definitely know that the federal government is watching this case.
Election commission, the police commission, the city
Sometime
council,
later.
back of the police car. We're everywhere.
I just want to know who Daddy is
Huh. Yeah, that is scary.
and Chief.
Yeah.
HPD call for Calais. Can you guys hear
You have
this?
reached the Honolulu Police Department. If you have an emergency for police, fire, or ambulance, or if you need to see an officer or make a police report, please hang up and dial 911. For copies of police reports or traffic accident reports, press 1. Detective Division, press 2. Adult or juvenile arrest information, press 3. Vehicular homicide section, press 4. Teen Collision Investigator and Junior Police Officer Program, press 5. Personnel matters for our Human Resource Division and Employment Verification.
Okay, that's a little
Andrew
bit long.
Anchor here from Hawaii Freedom TV. This call is being recorded for public record. I need to request information about report number 2516930.
Okay, sir. So I'm actually not an officer. I'm going to transfer you to the people that handle police reports.
To whom? Sorry, what's that? Say that again. Your volume's really low.
Records and identification.
Okay,
division.
records and
If you are
identification.
experiencing an emergency,
Yeah, so they transferred me to records department. This is like a 12-minute audio. Were you
Yeah.
guys able to hear that pretty clearly?
We were. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, your call did come through because they announced it on the police car radio scanner when Calais was in the back on the way to Coppolite. It's on the body cam.
Hey, Carl, where's the whole
Oh,
report for? Where's the whole report for Kapolei? Did we see that in the report?
what's that? Yeah.
Where's where was I for all that time?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. This incident happened at. It was all over by 8. She didn't get to Kapolei police station till 1. What the hell happened between 8 and 1? Does it take that long to get from Howbush to Kapolei?
Yeah, I was concerned like what they might do to her in custody. So, and Joe was all out of sorts, right? Because like
Yeah.
she'd just been kidnapped and they wouldn't tell her where they took her
Yeah.
or tell him where they took her.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was just like pissed. Like, I'm going to call these assholes and put pressure on them.
yeah. They did take her to the hospital, but what's that? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 4.5 hours, 5 hours. I don't think she's in that long. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on.
Did Joe get on?
I sent him by text. Should I also send it to him on another platform?
Yeah. You know, he'll get his time to speak. You know, I just wanted, he's having to review all this information, you know, as well. And I went in the last time, he was just laughing. I mean, you know, during the beginning parts when there's so much unknown, so many unknowns, and there is no evidence, it's a lot harder to get your story together. But, you know, as you know, Carl, and, you know, I like Andrew, he knows I'm all into the First Amendment auditors. I'm all into, you know, being able to document everything. Like I'm already doing a documentary, which is even worse. I was doing a documentary on end human trafficking in Hawaii, and they come and they target me and they take the car and then
Yeah.
they get it all wrong. And then they try to cover it up. And now we're looking at all the pieces of the puzzle. And Joe's in there laughing, going, "This guy, this whole thing should be dismissed with prejudice immediately." Like that's this there was never even a traffic stop.
No.
There was, and all of their stuff starts at a certain
If
time, and I started earlier, you know.
the car's not moving, the key's not in the ignition, the motor's not running, how can you be busted for driving without a license?
When you're parked already,
Yeah.
right? And then they tell me to move. Yeah, Carl?
Yeah.
Tell me to move.
It's like a narcissistic, gaslighting, abusive spouse
Yeah. Well,
relationship.
yeah. See, and the reason they had to do the driving without a license, and this is all premeditated. The lady, the female cop that told her to move, she was right there the whole time, but she was not the arresting officer because she told her to move the car. And if that was an official order, doesn't matter if you have a license or not. But by moving that car, that's why she could. And she was walking around there the whole time. The other detective or the other policeman was telling her, you know, driving with that. We saw you drive the car, and this it was all set up. Because if you're not, the only thing in traffic that they can force you to have an ID is driving without a license. Because for safety check, expired safety check and registration, they can't demand and they can't force you to do anything. But if you're driving if the car is a moving vehicle, it goes to another class, and then they can demand your identification. That's why they were such morons and kept demanding it. This is all pre-set up. They knew what they were doing. And I spent most of yesterday watching this new body cam footage, and last night I was talking to them both, and I go, something is not fitting. This is not, the pieces of the puzzle don't come together. This doesn't work. And then this morning, Clay called right away, and I go, that's it. That's it.
Yep.
It was somebody ordered a hit on her. This is all pre-made.
Well, that was what, 4 days after you served Josh Green for crimes against humanity, and like a few weeks after we served the mayor of Kauai. for the same
Yep.
crimes. Is that right?
Yep. And yep.
Coincidence?
Yeah, we need to build out the timeline.
Kele served Josh Green. I was a voluntary process server on May 1st, 2005, 25.
That was May 1st. But in April, we served the mayor of Kauai, right?
That's correct. And we had other witnesses with us as well.
May 1st. Yeah, we got it all on video and published it. That
Yeah.
was April what? Was that like 24th? I want to say.
I can give you that, but everything. I gotta go look through different
Yeah, I can look
devices.
at the footage again too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's,
Served
yeah, none of it makes
mayor.
sense till once you add that it's predetermined and all rehearsed and set up, then all the pieces came together.
Did you serve Blangiardi as well, Calais? Or you were meant to?
I couldn't because 4 days later
After you got the
meant
boot camp.
to. Yeah,
Okay.
that's when this happened, was 4 days after I served Josh Green.
Yeah, this is a very special timeline, huh?
Yeah, and it's all the little details. They finally all came together,
Yeah.
and that's the only scenario that fits. And it can't be coincidence.
And then Andrew, if you want to put on the timeline, I'll raise it up here shortly. But I also filed a complaint with the police commissioner's office. And I gotta say, out of everybody from, the service, the police department and city and county workers that had a mission or a goal, they're the only ones that completed their report before pretrial motions. Everybody else, there's still 8 videos of body cams are supposed to get from the police department. They're using this Rule 92 bullshit to not just give us all the information. I tried to go get a FOIA request just on my name after I got this information. They gave me a card to go call this other person, and and so like you're seeing the loop around,
Oh yeah.
Right.
2 months for a 1-hour event. 2 months to finish a police report for a 1-hour incident. Are you kidding me? How much more carpet do they need to cover shit up? Get a tarp. Yeah, this whole thing is, well, this is the second case. The first case
was 1377.
We started busting their chops on the first case before the second case. They had to start the second case because we'd already beat their ass in the first one by the warrant that wasn't signed. And we brought up these details when we went to court, and they wouldn't even have known about this grand jury one in the civil court. Oh, that's right. All the exhibits are sealed. Well, how the hell are you supposed to defend yourself against sealed evidence? But yeah, we filed a motion to dismiss in the case that they weren't even supposed to know about, and she had not been served the warrant yet. We filed a motion to dismiss before we were even supposed to know it was there. That blew their mind, and we've been 3 steps ahead ever since.
And then now we're at the point, Andrew, where we're submitting more documents to the record to meet up. I call it like a whole Ho'oponopono session.
Yeah.
We have an opportunity to meet up before we go into the status hearing for pretrial motions on August 4th at 11 a.m. for people who want to come down to the court or call in and ask for the Zoom number, whatever the case may be. That's on that day. I don't think it's gonna get that far. That's just my na'au gauging, but at the end of the day, they still have, we put it on the record of what they gotta follow based on their own rules, and so this is a requirement. So requirement is almost like shall,
Calais, you mentioned something earlier in this interview. They are using another name for you now? Because I've only been looking under the name that they had on. I wouldn't be surprised that since the first case didn't work, they transferred to this case. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a third case that I haven't even looked for yet under a different name to move all that shit over there.
Well, as you know, inside of the videos, you know, and then when you review the report that we're supposed to meet up and see again.
Yeah.
So this is how crazy it is. They have Ululani Win, which is my little sister. And, you know, Andrew, you've met my little sister. She's definitely not
Yeah.
5'4", 200 pounds.
And she's not little. She is a beautiful, tall Hawaiian princess.
You know, and so where did you get from previous reports that my sister's name was used as an alias against me? Well, what's going to happen is on those 27 reports that come up inside of that other NCIS thing, you're going to find the record from before all of this, when they actually abducted my daughter from me and my kids from me. And as you know, Andrew, you know a lot about that part too, right? And so the only thing that they can do, because they know if I go to sue, I'm not going to be able to lose based on the record that they have set forth inside of the courts, right? Not in their, they shouldn't even win in their courtrooms. They shouldn't win in you know, in the district's regional court, and they're definitely going to lose in SCOTUS. Definitely, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's another names, but the other thing is they don't even know how to spell my name. They can't find me in their system, so they're making up a whole bunch of names. I mean, they're holding the flyer of me and Joe Akana, Kele and Joe Akana, this flyer.
Yeah.
Okay, they're holding it in their hand. I gave it to them like from 2 minutes in. Okay, and yes, it's not it's Hawaii State's driver's license. Hold on a second. Let me put this up. Okay, so this is what they're all holding in the video.
Yep.
Okay, this is what they're all holding. Anybody who knows for the ministries, we tell you leave it in your upper left-hand corner of by your driver's side of your vehicle, so people know you support it. And so they all held this in their hand. All people who physically, violently assaulted me. Okay, they all held it. It had Kele Akana spelt for them really easily. You see, it's right there in black and white, and it says "End child trafficking." What person would still try to beat me up and fight me if they didn't, if they supported this type of mindset, right?
Well, it interrupts cash flow. What are you talking about?
I'm
Don't
just
get in the
saying.
way of their money, Calais. They don't care who you are.
Well,
That'll
I know
piss them off.
they gonna find out who the Bitcoin queen is now.
They're about
You
to
know what I
find
mean?
out.
They're about to get lit up, you know, because I'm only 45 years old. I've done some incredible things, and these guys don't know anything about me, which is what's on the record, what I don't have on the record, and what I do have on the record, right? But these guys, these clowns, are making assessments based in black and white that are not living. This isn't me talking. This is somebody else's data that you're putting into a system that's not even accurate. And yeah, I want to challenge all of it, right? As a person, like, I'm a living soul, I'm a sentient being, right? I'm a divine child of the light. Like, what? You guys don't want me in the court? Of course you don't. That's why you kick everybody else out until we get to the end. Anybody who's quote unquote non-compliant, right? You take everybody out of the courtroom. Everybody who's going to be compliant, you take first, and then you only want me, all of you guys in the courtroom, and me all by myself. They didn't even want to let Carl in.
No.
Okay, and I'm super PTSD'd out. Okay, I'm super traumatized. I just get traumatized by the sheriffs. Right before that, I get traumatized by the prosecutor's office again on June 6, 2025. They really are good at terrorizing people. Like, they take pleasure. It's like voyeurism, you know?
No joke.
Yeah,
It
and I
really
just
is.
sit there and
They're
smile.
power hungry. Go to try to apply to be cops. Sorry, what'd you say, Carl?
I just sit and smile. That they don't know what to do with that.
I'm gonna okay, one second. I have another person I want to bring on. Andrew, I want to meet you. I want you to meet her anyway. So okay, hold on one second. I gotta go grab the link, invite people. I'm gonna do this, copy. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna send her the link. And as you guys know, for me, like,
Oh, we lost you, Kalei. You're frozen. Chickadee check.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, well, she's working that out. We can
Yeah.
chat in a little bit if you like, Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back.
Okay.
She was back. I saw her face.
oh, I should be here. Can you hear me? Can
There
you
you
hear me?
go. You're here.
Okay, Trish is also coming on. I can't wait to introduce you to her. Andrew, I brought her up a couple times, and might as well meet her too, Carl, since you're already here. She doesn't know she's coming on, so she wanted to watch. But
Surprise.
surprise. They don't know who the Bitcoin Queen was. These people don't know. There's cold storage wallets missing from the car. How do you? Where's your Form 48? Your HPT Form 48. I mean, it's really, really, really bad. And so, kind of gathering all this information and kind of seeing how, I mean, these people are very efficient at being criminals and
Oh, yeah.
blaming somebody else for it. Like literally, very,
Right.
very much so.
Well, they're well practiced. They get a lot of practice.
Generations.
Oh, yeah. And it's actually made it somewhat easier because they don't expect it. Nobody's ever done this. Nobody's ever caught them on all the stuff that we're catching them on. And they're like, shit.
Yeah, and when
Yep.
we all team up together and stand united, then yeah, then the government starts to fear the people. I think we're doing it right, guys.
I think so.
Well, I don't even have a weapon. Yeah, I don't have I mean, go look me up. I don't have any registered firearms.
I'm
You
always
know what I
armed
mean?
and dangerous with my brain.
My mouth is
Exactly. And your
my mouth is
words,
my
your
mouth is big,
lawful
you know what I mean?
actions are a weapon.
Yeah.
My voice is an instrument, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I gotta get loud to tune you out, I'm gonna get loud because nowhere in the totality of circumstances were these guys in any harm's way the whole time.
Mm.
Otherwise, it wouldn't have taken them so long to enter the car.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were in the wrong completely from all the video angles that I saw. There is no
Yeah.
way to polish that up for them.
Yep.
And yeah, it's time to clean them out. Like Carl named Clean House Hawaii. And yeah,
Clean 'em
thank Carl for setting down all of these paving stones for years. You filed over 40, over 40 different cases at state and federal?
I've been involved in over 50 now.
Yeah, because why? Because lawyers don't work for us. They work only
Hell
for
no.
their own money and for their
It's all about the cash flow.
their future. Not all of them, but it seems most of them.
Either unaware or complicit.
And it's the same result in the end, isn't it?
Yep. If you go against it, they'll yank your license and go live somewhere else.
And they did the same thing to doctors, and they do it on every industry. You have to have a teaching license to be a teacher. You have to have a massage license to massage people. Dude, it's a government racket, people. They're running protection on you. If you don't pay them to protect you, they come and send guys with guns to drag you off and lock you up in a cell.
Yeah. That's why Clean House is not it's not registered in the state of Hawaii, never will be. But we are going to be an official organization and branches. I'm working on a group, and I am going to petition the Lesson Supreme Court to go take the bar exam because I'm very qualified to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I could pass it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All of us
maybe
could
we
pass
should
it.
make it a fun social movement for people. Like, just get a whole bunch of us up in there.
Yeah. Well, see,
In there.
Ryan and I filed an antitrust lawsuit against the Hawaii State Bar. Who's their competitors? They are a registered corporation, and corporations fall under antitrust laws. Who's their?
Oh, yeah, they got a monopoly.
Yes.
And that's exactly how they want to keep it. And they like us being in the dark, not knowing anything about the law or our rights or how to defend ourselves. Welcome, Trish. Are you able to turn on your mic? let's give her a minute or two to get situated, learning how to use this new platform. Thank you for coming over to this one for us. I prefer Brave browser because one, you earn free crypto. They didn't pay me to say this, guys. I've just been using it for years, and it seems to be more secure. It's not owned by the CCP like the Zoom calls are.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I assume all the people at this call are probably being recorded by the feds, but we do not consent. We do not consent. We do not consent. And we want to just make it a little bit harder on them. And I guess they could just go on the X space anyway. But Brave also allows us to have some truly or more truly private calls than like Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
So like some of the time we do need to have some communications that we're not publishing online what all of our strategies are and all of that.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta tune in. You gotta get your light. It's like Abraham Hicks is one of my favorites. You gotta get your receptive modes on. And in order to do that, it has to be voluntary. But if the
Mhm.
echo chamber grows bigger than the previous echo chamber, then it's going to
Mhm.
keep on, there's a momentum and there's perpetuality out of certain things. And
Yeah.
I know that oh my goodness, Trish, her microphone isn't working.
Okay.
I'm going to just keep her location disclosed. She's been informationalized about a lot of what has been happening. I met her through Papatui as well. And, we were talking about getting you guys together, Andrew, and talking. I gave her some insights about you. She's wanting to do a documentary here in Hawaii, and she was already starting to do documentaries. She's done other documentaries, meaningful documentaries. She's done some incredible work. And so we were talking about maybe doing one called The Aunties, just like me, right? This police officer called me Auntie. Hey, Auntie, what's your name? Keleakana. What's your social security number? You got to move your car. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? What's my name? What's my social security number? I gave you my name. I'm not giving you my social security number. You know what I mean? And I got
Yeah.
you. I got you. And but Angie, as you know, I mean, nobody really knows how long I've been watching all of these First Amendment auditors. They're incredible on YouTube. And there's a network of people who are going to support our videos being released. We're not just, that's the thing about Hawaii is everybody thought it was in the middle of the ocean where nobody can see all of this boot thug thing going
Mm.
on, right? But because of the power of technology, because of the power of video, the power of telecommunications now, we're able to share our stories. That's what I did on social media. That's what other people do. And as you guys know, the more truth you put out there, the more shadow ban you get, your more fact checks you
Mm.
get.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Even on X.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, I don't trust any of those guys on TV. I like Elon, he's entertaining and everything, but like I need to see more before I'm going to really fully trust this guy. And I might
Yeah.
never, we might never know. 50 years from now, the world may never know who was the hero, who was the villain in what's happening right now.
No, they're gonna know because it's our accountability. We're Gen X. You got some baby boomers who are still in the house booming it, like Carl. You
Yeah.
got me and
Right.
you. We're Gen X. The millennials know. If they tried to recruit all of us into Hollywood, right? They all tried
Mhm.
to get us into the movies and American Idol and Hollywood, and they all tried to give us. They tried to recruit us from their pyramid scam.
Now we got to infiltrate Hollywood and clean them out too.
Well, that means we have to make sure our people in Hawaii gets put on notice that none of their kids should be going to Disney. Who the hell continues to support people once you find out they're
They
predators
got a
and pedophiles?
preschool inside of Universal Studios. I was there like last week, and it was kind of weird. Why do they have a preschool in there? And then they have all these kids performing on stage. Like now that I see things with a little bit different lens and understand how the recruitment and the traffic flow is and how that all works, it's hard to not think that there's something weird going on with that preschool inside of Universal Studios.
Listen, anybody can
And
call
I like
anybody
the
else.
Universal Studios. No offense to you guys.
Anybody can call anybody else a conspiracy theorist, but we are all well aware that we're conspiracy analysts. We have been around long enough. We're adults. We've seen enough. We've experienced enough. We're standing up. We're being the forefront. We're the front line, the behind the lines they don't even know about yet. But the only way that we can get people to provide unity again is to come together. That is what it is. And what is the message that you're bringing? Like me, I'm hands down no pedophiles allowed where I live. I recommend it for everybody. You know what I mean? And I know people are like, well, I don't really quite get that yet. Well, you're going to get it when you realize how everything works top down. Why we have to migrate to a different system. And we're definitely not trying to be a part of the New World Order in Hawaii. Definitely not. And I know Donald Trump ain't trying to be a part of the New World Order.
Well, we got to get their Agenda 2030 shut down before
Well,
they
we do.
shut
We have
us
a
down.
plan.
It's the
We
race,
have a
dude.
plan. We already have a plan. And that's what people don't understand is if you didn't create a plan, you're going to come to the people who create a plan, who promote the plan, who can, we're going to litigate this. We're getting prepared to litigate this case as the plaintiffs. We know they don't got a case for me like, as the defendant. We looked through everything. We don't need any more time. We knew it from the very beginning. They had no probable cause. There was never a traffic stop. And their body cam footage wasn't on. And my time starts earlier than their time that they provide. You can't get back that time unless you expose everything what you're doing and all of your lies inside of your declarations and your reports. Period.
Mhm.
Next case, right? And that's what we need to do. We need to do a forensic audit on all the police reports, all the dash cam footage. We need to nominate ourselves. We need to understand, where we're at and how we're navigating the war. Because no one can tell us that we're not in a war, and no one can tell us that we're not in, occupation, and no one can tell us that they love what Josh Green and the state of Hawaii has done to them or the other people living around them. No one can say like, oh my God, the state of Hawaii is amazing. Nobody's saying that about Josh Green. We need to recall his ass. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, not that we can actually recall a governor in Hawaii because they also rigged that game,
Well,
but
but even again, we can recall him. We can put it on video. The video is the most powerful tool on the internet. Okay, it's the most. Not everybody likes
yeah,
to
I
read,
mean,
but
that
people,
way, the will of the people is the law, and
right?
therefore we can do all of those things. But I'm just saying the way that they set it up, there is not a proper legal pathway unless you really have that deeper understanding of the will of the people being the law. I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I think both of you know much more about that than I do. But I'm willing and ready to nail a new Declaration of Independence to their courthouse, to their Capitol building. Arrest me, I don't care, dude. Like the more they do that, the more content we'll get,
Well, and
and
the more that
bigger
the more
they
that we
hold him
expose
account.
them, right? The more that
Yeah.
as we go out in our campaigns and we like, listen, you're gonna settle with me, and everybody's gonna know where part of this stuff is going because it's gonna help other people grow. I don't employ people. There's work to do. You know what I mean? And I know how to make millionaires. That is a scary thing for a governor in office in Hawaii who needs all the control, all the power. If you create more people who are financially stable, they'll have more aloha, right? If you get rid of pedophiles, it won't be as expensive. If you don't have to house them as government assets, right? Like Mossad and CIA and all of that shit, you don't
Hmm.
need to keep them alive. In old Hawaii, in Hawaii, that you would be put to death for that. It's kapu.
Yep.
It's kapu. There's so many benefits to um and the state, if they're going to claim that they're a state, then they need to follow the US constitutional laws, and they don't know it. And I'm going to tell you just by personal experience, because of my experience having to go through all of this, reading all the HRPs, penal summons codes, all of this shit. It's totally anti-constitutional rights for a person.
Yes.
It's totally anti. You can make your state better by making it better, but by making it worse, you're looking for yourself to be overthrown. You're looking for a replacement government. You know what I mean? You're basically putting it out there and dangling the carrot and saying, "We can't take it anymore. Here's our white flag." You know what I mean?
Can you guys see my video feed?
Yes, so you.
Yes. Yeah. So everybody who might listen to this video, look for Kale Akana and follow. Get a T-shirt. Support what she's doing. Yeah, the
Well, you don't
fight
have to
is
look for me.
real,
You gotta
guys.
look for Joe Akana. So if you go on
Yeah,
Facebook,
Joakana one,
Joe,
JOEAKANA number one on
that's
X,
on Twitter, on X. Yeah, that's on
and
X.
then on Facebook. How do we find Joakana?
JOSEPH.
Joseph.
Yep, Akana. There's already leaked details about a lot of things that are factual, and
And
I
he
mean,
ran for Congress twice here in Hawaii, guys. So it's pretty
a-
easy to find him
as a Republican, Joe Akana
as a
for
Republican.
Congress, you can find that page too. But that's where you guys can follow, become a friend, maybe shoot us a message in the inbox and we can go through it. And you know but that's where we're posting right now, because I was banned completely off of Facebook. I was banned completely off of Twitter, Instagram.
You know, I've
You know
been
what I mean?
banned for like COVID information and
Yeah.
censorship truth.
Hunter
But I've
Biden.
never seen anybody banned like the Hawaiian Kingdom people. I've seen so many Hawaiian people, like Kingdom people, that are like telling some truth about history, and that's like banned on a whole nother level. To me, it sounds like there's like some national security people involved with that type of level.
Yeah,
Because I
there's
mean, that
there
could be a threat to national security.
well, of course it is a threat to national security. Of
I
course it
mean,
is, because we're in an occupation and America hasn't fulfilled their obligation in the resolution of what had happened.
yeah,
But the kingdom, and I'm just going to say it out loud, the kingdom has their own things that they have to deal with, because nobody in the kingdom other than me, if there is a kingdom, if people want a kingdom back, they're not declaring that pedophiles got to go. Okay?
mm,
And that's it. That could be another group of people who want to kill me, because to say that you're against pedophiles means you're going through all the way back to, you know a
yeah,
1200 plus years.
to the
But we can
beginning.
go back to the last 300 years, which is the king. We can do that. But the reality is that 25 moving forward, there is going to be a new constitution, and there is going to be a new declaration of independence for our people, which is going to settle the fact that we are in a war, in an occupation, and that we want to send people home nicely. You know what I mean? There are people leaving America right now. ICE is not actually, there's people who don't want to go who should go. There's people who don't want to go who shouldn't go. And there's people that should get the hell out of here. And there's people that should be exiled, like literally put to death for fucking kids in the ass and selling children for sex trafficking and
Do you
draining a
think there might be
chronodrome from
children
them.
in Mark Zuckerberg's tunnels
Let me give
on
everybody a
Kauai?
clue. Let me give everybody a clue. I haven't seen evidence of that yet. Number one, I personally haven't seen evidence
I
of it
haven't
yet.
seen the evidence yet, but I wonder.
But I can tell you, number two, Mark Zuckerberg has to go. Mark Zuckerberg is on my Ohana lands. Me and other
Royal
family
patent
members,
title, as in like the original titles that they wanted you to forget when they deleted your language. That one?
even before that, because the
Mm,
Hawaiians, again, Kamehameha line, they were a part of doing some things that the rest of the lines were not a part of.
right? They got involved with like Freemasons and Knights of Malta and like brought in cannons and killed a bunch of their own people to take over the archipelago. Is that right?
Well, they talk about Orwell freaking in 1984. I can
Yeah.
talk about Lily Kokalani 1893,
Mm,
and then for me, because I am the DNA of this Aina, and I am a Kanaka Maoli mix, I have put them on notice about, I understand what the fuck this is. You know what I mean? I'm not even in there. I can't even get Hawaiian homelands. Can you imagine? I'm never going to be enough, but I got, but I'm not 100%. You know what I mean? Like, that psychology about it is, nobody gives
yeah,
a
the
fuck how many
slow
poor people are
scam
left.
over generations of time. Like, because these guys think in like centuries, they operate that way. They're not like 4-year term limit type of people. These are people who like support their own like little family cult bloodlines and secretly share information amongst other wealthy, secretive, sneaky people to maintain their unfair power structure.
Right, but you know what? The same thing could happen if there's somebody really positive, really awesome, right? You got to set up a team. You got to set up a network. You got to set up all of these different things. It's going to be some people that are in your family. It's going to be some people that are not in your family. It's going to be some people who are Hanite into your family. It's going to be some people that are, you know, um,
Well, we got to learn all the trust law the way that those guys do it, right? The Rothschilds, what do they call it? Like a waterfall trust or something like that, the way that it's structured. Yeah, we can learn all their same tools. God bless Donald Trump for pointing that out with his taxes. He's like, sure, I don't pay taxes. Neither do you.
well,
We
you
follow all
shouldn't
the
if
laws.
you
We
shouldn't
don't
if
have
you're
to.
you shouldn't if you understand how to remove yourself from that system.
And it's
But
morally wrong to support that pedophile system, isn't it?
I mean, listen, I don't even have to use one Bible verse, right, to provide clarity to everybody to what the hell is going on over here. I don't have to ever open that book, but I was in it, right? I grew up in it. I was a Christian for 31 years. Okay,
Mm,
I went to all kinds of different churches because in Hawaii, I lived on California Avenue when I was in Wahiwa. And there, Carl, you've been up that road before. And Andrew, I can take you. They're in the Guinness Book of World Record. It's like for 2 mile length of road. It's the
mm.
most churches, and there's no Hawaiian church. Can you, and they come to your door. They knock on your door. They come to
Yeah.
your door. They evangelize at your door.
Well, and the Hawaiian original spiritual teachings were kind of banned for a while, right?
Yeah, because they were spiritual, not religious,
Mm.
right? They had to
There's a distinction, boys and girls.
there's a true distinction. So like for me, I'm not religious. Right?
Mm.
We've walked away from that path because somehow these words are starting to align and we're figuring out what we didn't know when we were younger, and we're taking proactive measures to do our own research, to become our own journalists, to become our own, hey, like you said, oh, you know about this, and this is why I have it. Like Mark Zuckerberg's bunker, is it used for trafficking? Like I said, I haven't seen any evidence for that yet. But it doesn't mean that we're not watching him on the ground. And when you're on the ground, that you have you're constitutional on the ground. So like, yes, everybody has to learn, which is why in my videos, it's an amazing training for repatriated Hawaiian nationals dealing with citizen, taxpayer funded police officers and their uplines, their chain of command, all the way to the
Mm.
governor, right?
Mm.
And the bar association and the prosecutor's office. And it's all one big ass umbrella. And the
Yeah.
money, the cash flow from the federal government is pushed out through the governor.
Yeah.
Okay. It's taken by the state and it's pushed out. And it's all these executive orders and all of this
Hmm.
Department of Human
You
Services.
get a free house. You get a free house.
No, that's going to be
But
me,
you
right?
don't get anything and you
That's
get
good.
nothing.
You don't get a free house. You get to work for 12 months for free, and you don't have a 30-year mortgage in the plan that I have. Whether you're here, you just have to be here lawfully. That's the first and foremost,
Mm.
right? You have to, because I can get you reparations. I do have the trust. I do have, I mean, you know why I'm saying this like this now? Because what you're
Mhm.
talking about, it takes a lot of people do not understand just to get their sovereignty back, right? With the policies in place with
Yeah,
the
the
state of
matrix
Hawaii.
is real.
They don't, and they don't have, most of the majority of people have been hit up since 2020,
Yeah.
right? And they've either taken a shot or they've got fired from their job because they didn't take a shot. A lot of police got terminated. They had a lawsuit against the state because they didn't want to wear masks. They didn't want to take the injections.
Yeah. And then now they're trying to tell us, like, oh, we never did that. We never tried to coerce you guys. All right. We got two Calais, two devices.
Two Kellys, Kelly Taylor and Kelly Akana.
Don't
No. I accidentally hung
confuse
myself
the
off.
two.
Hey, well, they should know. Now they're putting me down as an alias and they get Uluwin as my other alias on top of the police reports and all of the FBI stuff. That shit should be wiped clean. My sister and I are two different people. My
Mm.
sister did her time and they're still trying to knock and take her baby away. Why? Because this data is in your guys' system
And
and
the
it's
more that they can
wrong.
mess with your family, the more they can distract you from
Th-
your actual goals.
They're targeting my whole family. My niece was in the car when Joe and my mom rolled up, Miracle. I want
Mm.
her protected because
Yeah.
she's only 3 years old. She already
Hurting, hearing, or seeing
identifies.
any of that is child abuse, actually. It damages a child's brain to see any of that. It causes a lot of cortisol and adrenaline to be released. It causes trauma. It lowers
Right,
their IQ. Yeah, dude. And I
right.
can
But
bring in all
my
the
mom didn't know how it was gonna go down. You know what I mean?
yeah,
My mom showed up for her daughter with Joe, who came
right.
back down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they showed up together in my mom's car. And the baby they couldn't see the baby because she doesn't come up. She's in the back seat and her car, she doesn't come up over. So she didn't get to see a lot of it, but she got to see some of it. And she knows, like when I got out of jail and if I knew, and they followed me, I have this all documented, Andrew. They were following me and my family around for over a month. Okay. We were at public parks. They would come park. They would just sit there and, with my niece there and my mom and Joe. You know what I mean? And they would follow us around. You know,
Creeps.
it's voyeurism. It's literally voyeurism. This is like their porn.
Well, and maybe like terrorism too, because what they did to
One
us with the
bajillion
mask
percent.
violation stuff, they came out intentionally real slow, trying to like get us scared. And a
Well,
bunch of people scattered,
That's why I
except for me and a
volunteered
couple
for
friends.
Shelby's thing. That's why I volunteered to serve the people that you guys asked me to serve. I was gonna go all down the line. Yeah, we were on a roll. I was in Kauai before that. You were there. You documented it. Megasa was with us. You know what I mean? We have it all on camera. Because when the time comes for us to have the evidence, you guys, the individual, the people, don't want to be hijacked because you're in trauma the whole day. They know they're inducing trauma this whole time, this whole 70 something days. It didn't just, you know what I mean? They've been inducing trauma since when I activated my camera because I already visually saw that I already felt threatened when Gaber came up to me. I
Right?
felt
Yeah.
threatened.
Green.
How we doing, Carl?
I'm doing fine.
Sounds like we got some extra action going on.
Oh, that's my grandson. But
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing today and being patient through all of my crazy tech issues. I think we're pretty good on YouTube and on X, able to simulcast. I'm having mic problems with Instagram for some reason, but I mean X is where it's at anyway. However, as time moves forward, I would like to build a team around this thing and get more kind of simulcast going like we did before with the X spaces, but to keep this a lot more focused, be able to see the people that we're talking to, and to really get the voices that are doing the work. Yeah, so yeah, thank you guys for doing the great work that you do.
Well, you're
And
quite welcome and thank
shall we do
you.
this every Wednesday, 11:11?
11:11 Aloha time, Hawaii Standard Time, AM.
That's aloha time. I like that.
Yeah, we're changing the Gregorian calendar.
Yeah, and we got to change this Maui time thing too. I like aloha time. That means we're on time.
Yeah,
Maui
aloha
time is
time.
like maybe next week, maybe never. We don't know.
Aloha time is consciously conscious time.
Yes. All right. Well, beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Any
Thank you.
last things you want to share today other than aloha? Like how do people reach out?
Carl, you want to go first?
You can recap that again. How do they get in touch with you, Carl?
you can find me on Facebook, Clean House.
With
With
a
a
K.
K.
KLEAN House Hawaii. Clean House Hawaii on Facebook.
And on X, Clean House with a K.
Clean
So
House.
Andrew, what could also happen is you could go to his Facebook and you can put it in the comment section underneath the video and each of the different
Yeah.
If you're real brave, give me a call. 808-478-8682. Let's have
One more time.
808-478-8682. But make sure you're seat belted or ready to go.
Fantastic. And then in the future you guys can send me your logos or whatever, and we can make like a little logo bumper like animation so that when you come on and like we'll have all of our cameras on and be ready.
You can do my Inhuman Trafficking logo. You can do my Taylor for Governor. You can do any of those things.
And then we'll have like your web links and whatever stuff just kind of floating or whatever. And today I learned I need like multiple monitors at the same time so that I can kind of track what's going on. Like, I need to build an actual little studio for this.
Yeah.
But I have everything I need. I just need to reactivate some of my devices and stuff.
Yeah, and then we'll give everybody a P.O. box where they can mail a check if they want to have a tax deduction and contribute or donate to the ministries. Queen Iconic Ministries.
And we can do like a crypto page as well, or
I'm the Bitcoin Queen. So if anybody wants to donate Bitcoin, we'll put the crypt. When you go to NP, right now the site is down, so we're doing some investigative work on that. But when the site is because it's been up for 2 years, so when it comes back up, then we'll put on where people can make donations, where they can mail checks to, where they can, whether it's crypto, digital, cash, or whatever. We'll have all of that up
Okay,
by
all the things.
yeah.
Yeah, because it is a fight between good and evil, and we are fighting the state of Hawaii's corruption and looking to ally with the good people that are still left in there. I know there's one or two somewhere. And Carl, Calais, both been working very hard to get in touch with the good people in there and make allies.
And
So yeah,
yourself.
we are getting there. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Well, you guys, aloha. We look forward to next week at 11:11 standard, Aloha Standard Time.
Aloha Standard Time, 11:11 every Wednesday. See you guys.
Blessings.
Mahalo and a hui ho.
Mahalo.